Want more Rolling with Tay podcasts? Well, follow on Instagram and Twitter at Rolling with Tay. Visit the blog rollingwithtay.wordpress.com for more content and be sure to sign up for the monthly newsletter. And lastly, subscribe to the YouTube channel Rolling with Tay. This is the Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay, and this is a Tay Short episode 10. You know what? I'm really knocking these goals out the park. First, it was visiting Alaska, right? My last state. Now it's taking swimming lessons and learning how to swim. So I said that I wanted to learn how to swim since 2021, right? Well, actually, even before that. But I put it out, for the public in 2021, 2022. And this year I just took action on it. I said, 2023 is the time. I'm going to put forth the effort, be intentional, and take swim lessons. I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to face my fears and take some lessons. So in April, the end of April of this year, I found some swimming lessons. Shout out to Lito from Forever Nutrients. And it's a great juice bar. They have smoothies. They even have protein waffles. I haven't tried the protein waffles. But anyway, we started following each other on Instagram. And I went to check them out. It's inside of Grit City. And that is I guess I would call it a gym. But they have training classes. I guess it would be more what are those things called? Maybe in an endurance gym or facility. And I went there to check out and grab a smoothie. And I saw these flyers that were on the counter. And I'm like, oh, swim lessons. Okay, cool. So I ended up going back home. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to call these people. Now, one or two things normally happens. I say I'm going to call these people. And I don't do it. Right? Because of procrastination or fear or, sometimes I just forget. Or I'm like, you know what? I got to do this. I got to seize the moment, do it now. And what I did was call them. Actually, no, I didn't call them. I emailed them. And they didn't get back to me. So I said, you know what, Tasia? Follow up. Don't let the email be the last communication, right? So I followed up with a phone call. And I spoke to someone, and they were like, yeah, they told me how much the price was. They gave me a discount. They were like, hey, if you want to just take a few classes and see how it is, come in and, we'll go from there. Okay, cool. And what I really liked about it was they let me ride my bike. So I didn't have to worry about driving my car and finding parking, what have you. So I was like, all right, cool. I went. Now, what I didn't know at the time was the place that I was taking my lessons. I only took 4, but I took the 4 lessons. They were also training lifeguards, which was pretty cool. But again, I didn't know that. So I'm like, dang, all these people here to take lessons? No, they were trained to be lifeguards. So some of the people that I was taking the lessons with were trained to be lifeguards. And everyone was really cool. I did really like the instructors. It was a little bit much for me, but actually it worked out because I got to stay in the pool for like 2 hours, right? And I can admit, when I first started taking the classes, I was nervous because up until that point, I really didn't get in the pool. Like, I'm not, I go on vacation, I dip my feet in the pool, or I'll just sit in the pool, but I'm not doing anything else. So taking these lessons is the first time like I'm like really in the water. And they're like, all right, dunk your head under. And I'm like, what? And blow these bubbles. And all right, and work on these kicks. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is the first day. So definitely was big learning experience for me because I had never done this. Actually, when I was younger, the last time I took lessons was when I was like 7 or 8, right? And I probably only took a few lessons and nothing came of that because still don't know how to swim. But anyway, fast forward, I'm like, okay, I'm taking these lessons, really cool. I actually had to stop because I started to do a little bit of traveling and then working. So the schedule that I had, which was actually really good for me because it was during the day. I didn't have to work at the time, so it was really convenient. And it wasn't that far from me in the Bronx. But if I wanted to do something on the weekend, I would have to travel to Queens. Now I'm like, don't want to travel to Queens when I can go here in the Bronx. So I had to stop those lessons. But then I did some searching and found out that Lehman also have swim lessons. Well, I knew they had swim lessons, but they had swimming lessons coming up. And I told my friend about it. And I'm like, hey, I'm taking these lessons. I know you expressed, wanting to take lessons and learn how to swim. Do you want to take them? And my friend said yes. And my friend came with me and we started taking lessons, right? Now, at this point, the lessons started in July. So I kind of felt more comfortable because of these 4 lessons that I have taken at the end of April. So now I'm more comfortable in the water. Okay, I understand what the bubbles are. Okay, these kicks, just the formation of our hands and certain movements. But I've only taken 4 lessons, so I'm still not, I'm not a professional swimmer or anything, but I just now I feel more comfortable and understand the techniques. So in Lehman College, which is located in the Bronx and not that far from me, we 6 lessons, twice a week, 3 weeks. Now, I really like that because, okay, I'm not waiting a whole nother week for a lesson. I'm getting it, in a couple days. And the price which worked within my budget, which I really appreciated. And I got a chance to work on the skills that I learned from the previous swimming instructors in swimming school. So like I said, now I feel more comfortable and confident getting in the water. And, even like going there the first couple of lessons, I was like, you know what, I got this. And I'm smiling right now because this is really big for me because all these years, I was afraid, I was afraid to get in the water. I was afraid to do this. At one point, I had kind of like written off swimming because it's like, well, I don't really need to swim, It's like, I don't really need, but things that changed And when I wanted to, like I said, I always said I wanted to learn how to swim, but it's when I started seeing like diving videos, scuba diving videos, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I've even spoken to a couple of guests, Harry and Case, who both scuba dive, and definitely check out those episodes. They, even just the way they explained and talked about, it's a whole different world under the sea, or once you get into the water, it's different. And I saw some videos and I'm looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be so cool to do. But I know that you have to learn how to swim to do that. you know? So that was like another push, because I always want to continue to challenge myself and to grow and to do different things. And I'm like, well, you know what? I can do that. Let me try. Right? Let me do something I haven't done before. Let me take these lessons. Let me actually push myself to be really uncomfortable, because those first few lessons, I'm uncomfortable. Shucks, these lessons that I just got finished taking, I was still uncomfortable. It gotten easier because the more I'm in the water, the comfortable I get, but it's still like every time the instructor says, all right, now do something new, it's like, damn, I just learned how to do this thing. Like, I just, okay, now we got to float on our back and turn over and do this. And it's like, oh my gosh. So it's still definitely uncomfortable moments, but not like at the beginning. And so yeah, that wanting to scuba dive definitely gave me that push. And then I'm just Googling, looking online. I come across a video from, if anybody's familiar with Rap City, BT, Big Tigger, he's a scuba diver. I think he has his own scuba diving club. Then I Google some more, and then I find these black scuba divers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, I have to be a part of this. I don't know how far I'll get with the scuba diving, but I do want to do it at least once. So again, the learning to swim really came from, okay, all right, Tasia, you wanna travel to these places. You don't want to be confined, I'm not trying to be, the best swimmer. I'm just trying to swim enough to save my life and have some skills to do some stuff, right? And be comfortable in the water. So yeah, that definitely gave me that push. But so started taking the classes. There were about 10 to 12 people in the class, all different levels. Some that knew the basics, others didn't really. So I kind of felt in between there. My friend had a little bit more skill than I did, because they knew how to float on their front and their back. Knew enough, you know what I'm saying? But still wanted to work on their skills. But by the end of the 6 sessions, I can say the people in that class definitely, would I say improve? Or, well, I don't know how they were before that. But they definitely, I could see from the skills from the beginning to the end, it's just like, all right, we should all be proud of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Some people may have to take that class again. Others may advance. But wherever you fall, you should be proud of yourself, because look how far you've come in just these, 3 weeks and these short classes. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we had 3 hours in the pool, 45 minutes in the pool. So they should definitely feel proud of themselves. And I'm glad I was in that class with them. You know, yeah, that it was a good class. It was a good group of people, and the instructor was really good. And like I said, the other instructors that I had previously were really good as well. But so now I'm trying to figure out, right? Can I call myself a swimmer? am I am I a swimmer now? Because like I've taken all these lessons. You know what I'm saying? I can float. I can kind of swim. I can do the arms and the legs. I think I'm a swimmer now. I'm gonna call myself a swimmer. So next up is I have to figure out where I get placed. Do I have to take that class again, or do I advance? Now, part of me is like, I'm definitely advancing because I feel like I can, I feel like I'm not a beginner, but I'm an advanced beginner, right? That's the next class. But I can't float on my back, right? Now, the instructor did say, not everyone, can float. So now I feel I'm one of those people. I can't, let me not say I can't. I think my problem is I'm not as comfortable in the water on my back, right? I can't see what's happening. I have to, and I know I'm not comfortable. So that is, I have to work on that. I really have to work on that. But if she's basing it off of me floating on my back, then I'm definitely taking that class again. And then I won't be mad because, I'll just get better with the skills, right? With the, perfect the skills that I already feel comfortable with, right? But I would prefer to become an advanced beginner, so move up to the next class, because I feel I did everything else well enough to move up. I don't know. I'll learn what I'll take again. Like, will I go back and redo that class, or will I move up? I don't know. But I just wanted to bring you an update that I have been taking swimming lessons. I'm basically a swimmer. I'll be diving soon, So I'll be a cyclist, an inline skater, a hiker, a scuba diver, and then I'll have to find something else to try to conquer. But for real though, I am proud of myself. Again, I'm proud of everyone in those classes, from the people who were becoming lifeguards to the women that were learning how to swim. And I just want to say that it's never too late, right? I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I say it again. And someone said to me when I first started taking swimming lessons, and it was a family member, and I think they were joking, but it was like, aren't you too old to be learning how to swim? And I'm like, damn. Is that how you see? Is that how you see life? That it's just like once you get a certain age, you stop doing stuff or learning stuff? Because I don't want that to be me. It can't be me, So I don't want me or age to be a factor in, oh, I can't do it because, I'm too old. I should have learned this when I was a kid. No. So I, I, if you feel like that, listen. Don't listen to those people, or don't listen to your mind, because sometimes we'll tell ourselves things, we'll talk ourselves out of certain things. Listen, silence that and go for it. Whatever it is, because it's never too late, until you say it's too late. So go for it, whatever it is. Do that thing that you wanted to do, wanted to learn, those places that you wanted to go. It's going to be scary because it's something new, but hey, So, yeah, just wanted to bring you a quick update on what I'm doing. I will update you on the next goal. Oh, what was it? I think it was the visit more national parks, which hopefully I can before the year is out. It was to, I think, do like 5 centuries. That's not happening. I haven't even done one. That's not happening. And what was it? I don't have my list in front of me, but learn how to swim, visit all 50 states. There was a few other things on that list, but I'm slowly, chopping away at it. And then I'm going to add more things. So after I feel like I'm a swimmer, then you know what it is? I'll be going and taking diving lessons. Then it'll be something else, and then it'll be something else. So whatever it is, go for it. Learn it, experience it, enjoy it. We have this one life. Enjoy it to the fullest. And that's it. This is the Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, a.k.a. Tay, and thanks for listening.